Hi. Political philosophers were looking for an alternative to capitalism even as the modern free market economies emerged. However, a truly economic argument for communism was not formulated until the middle of the 19th century when Karl Marx wrote his critique of capitalism. Karl Marx best known not as a philosopher but as a revolutionary whose works inspired the foundation of many communist regimes in the 20th century. Marx turned away from philosophy in his mid 20s towards economics and politics. In addition to his overtly philosophical early work, his later writings have many points of contact with contemporary philosophical debates, especially the philosophy of history and the social science, and in moral and political philosophy. Marx sees the historical process as proceeding through a necessary series of modes of production characterized by class struggle, culminating in communism. His economic analysis of capitalism is based on his version of the labor theory of value and includes the analysis of capitalist profit as the extraction of surplus value from the exploited proletariat. The analysis of history and economics come together in Marx's prediction of the inevitable economic breakdown of capitalism to be replaced by communism. While Marx's influence is popularly seen as political, he was perhaps more than anything else an economist. He believed that the economic organization of society forms the basis for its social and political organization. Economics, therefore, derives social change. Marx saw history not in terms of war or colonialism, but as a progression of different economic systems which gave birth to new forms of social organization. With the rise of market came merchants, and with the factory and industrial proletariat, feudalism has been replaced by capitalism, which in turn would be supplanted by communism. Marx viewed capitalism as a historically necessary stage in economic progress, replacing systems that he considered to be outmoded. Feudalism and mercantilism. He almost admiringly described how it had driven technological innovation and industrial efficiency. But ultimately, he believed that capitalism was only a passing stage and an imperfect system whose flaws would inevitably lead to its downfall and replacement. With the advent of modern industry, the bourgeois had effectively become the ruling class as ownership of the means of production gave the upper hand over the majority of the population, the proletariat, while workers produced goods and services in return for a wage. The owners of the capital, that is, industrialists and factory workers, sold those goods and services for profit. Marx believed a commodity's value is based on the labor needed to produce it. Capitalists must price the finished goods by first adding the price of labor to the initial commodity cost, then adding profit. In a capitalist system, The worker must produce more value than he receives in wages. In this way, capitalists extract a surplus value from the workers. This is profit. To maximize profit, it is clearly in the interest of capitalists to keep wages at a minimum, but also to introduce technology to improve efficiency, often condemning the workforce to degrading or monotonous work or even unemployment. This exploitation of workforce, seen by Marx as a necessary feature of capitalism, denies workers both an adequate financial reward and job. So, under capitalism, the means of production are privately owned by a minority. There's a greed for profit, which leads to overproduction of goods in demand, causing slumps in the economy. The minority exploits the labor of the majority to make profits. The economy suffers an endless series of economic crises. Economic instability leads to unrest. The workers realize their position and want to shake off their oppression. A revolution occurs. Let the ruling classes tremble at a communist revolution. So, this is the history of communist revolution.